This is the hot take, the final segment of the podcast where I deep dive into the internet to find some bad takes on Dragon Ball that some random troll has posted online. And this week, I found a decent one about a character we haven't mentioned too much on this podcast, so I thought it was interesting enough to talk about. It's a little bit of a long one, it's a full paragraph, so I'll read it out. But this person has said, Dabura is a wasted villain. He had such a cool design and a much more serious personality than Fat Boo. The Boo saga would have been so much better if he wasn't killed off so early. Instead of Dabura, Babidi should have gotten killed by Boo early. Okay, the English isn't the best yet, but just bear with. One of the great things about the Frieza and Cell saga was that it had multiple anti-hero/villain characters with their own motives. In Cell saga, you had 17 and 18 hunting for Goku, Vegeta looking to fight the androids, and Imperfect Cell was busy eating people. In Frieza saga, you had Vegeta working for his immortality before Frieza, and Frieza soldiers were busy collecting the Dragon Balls. You always had interesting things to look forward to. Whereas after Dabura's death, the Boo saga goes off the rails and doesn't establish a serious threat for a long time. If Dabura was alive during Fat Boo's shenanigans, the saga would have been much more suspenseful, and Super Boo doesn't have any motivations or goals like Frieza and Cell. He's less interesting than Dabura, and Kid Boo is what Super Boo should have been from the start, a mindless killing machine who's totally unhinged and can't even form thoughts in his head. In my honest opinion, Majin Vegeta and Kid Boo arcs are great and redeem the Boo saga. Everything else is the visual representation of 20 years of Akira Toriyama's work stress. Fair enough.
Right, I agree with the last take 100%.
Yeah.
The last sentence is just perfection.
Yeah, I guess the main point there is that, Dabura is a bit of wasted. He was a cool character, and it would have been better if he stuck around longer.
Yes. Yeah, they built him up to be this all-powerful, deep... Like, he was basically...
The demon god.
A demon king, didn't they?
Yeah, the king of the underworld.
Yeah, and basically Boo nigh on one-shot him for the most part. He toyed with him and then ate him. Was he cookie? Yeah, it was a cookie or something.
Yeah. Turned him into candy.
Yeah.
Well, chocolate.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that even if Boo had battered him about, maybe Dabura should have retreated, ran away, and then he could have done been like a third party. Like he could have went up against the Z fighters as well as Boo as well, looking to get on top of everybody.
Yeah.
And then it would have been like a second side threat. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because basically when everybody's weakened, you could have tried to capitalize on it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but they had this horrible threat because he had these really interesting moves like turn
people into stone and
spit
stuff.
Yeah, I do think he was wasted very quickly. So I do agree with that.
It definitely goes into what if territory, because if for example they killed Babidi first, like this person suggests, then Dabura would have still been alive while Fat Boo was doing his thing. Yeah, fair enough. If Dabura didn't have Babidi and he was kind of on his own, and he was trying to stop Boo as well at this point, it almost comes into like a what if Dabura turned good and decided to help out the Z Warriors. He realizes his mistake of releasing Boo because he realizes just how powerful he is, and the fact that Boo isn't listening to him, well, him and Babidi, like they expected. And he's like, okay, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry I did that, but now I kind of need your help to stop him. I've made a big mistake. Sorry, guys.
Because, he becomes best friends with, what is it, Chi-Chi and Videl or Bulma when he dies, and he walks around with them with flowers and that later on, like in the anime. It's something ridiculous.
Wait, what? I don't remember this. Dabura does that?
Yeah, he becomes like besties with them. in the underworld or something like that. He's walking around with them. Oh yeah, you need to look it up afterwards. He becomes
It's
besties with them.
it's been a long time since I watched
Yeah,
parts of the Boo Saga.
no, he becomes besties with them.
Hmm.
He atones. It's like, and it's just ridiculous. But they basically character assassinate him.
Actually, yeah, I kind of remember that. Yeah, he does kind of atone. You're right.
Yeah.
So to think he is capable of doing that. So what if he just did it a bit earlier and decided, yeah, sorry, I know I made a mistake here, but now, yeah, I need your help. Like
Mhm.
Dabura would have been such an interesting character to have as a good guy to try and stop his mistake, I guess.
But even if he like kept his bad guy undertones, like because
Yeah,
he is like king of the underworld and everything,
yeah.
like so he could have. It would have been very interesting to have this like bad guy undertone that you never know if he's going to betray you.
Hmm.
That would have been very interesting because
Yeah,
we already kind of have the anti-hero in Vegeta that's already there.
and even
Whereas if
Piccolo to an extent, sort of.
yeah,
But they've done it after that with Frieza. They've brought Frieza back to kind of work as a good guy in the Tournament of Power.
yeah,
So why not do it with the Blu-ray as well? They could have.
yeah. No, I think that would have been a lot better than just killing them off immediately. I mean,
Hmm.
they probably did it just to flex to show how powerful Boo is, but then they immediately did that by have him throw Gohan around like a rag doll,
Yeah.
basically. Um, like he absolutely annihilated Gohan
Hmm.
straight away. So they did it there. They didn't need to do it twice in the space of 3 minutes.
Yeah. I think, like, yeah, okay, fair enough. Don't make him a good guy because then he's just another member of the team potentially. And since the team is already pretty big and we have people who were villains who turn into good guys, do we really also need Dabura, who is the Demon King? Like, do we
Yeah,
need the Demon King as a permanent member of the team? Maybe not. But they could have still had him around longer instead of killing him pretty much straight away from Boo. And even if he did have more fights with the Z Warriors, or even if he just retreated for a while until a further part of the saga maybe realizes the power of Boo and hides, just decides, okay, I know these guys are trying to stop Boo. What if I just see what happens for a little while and then I can sneak up and attack again when the time is right? Um, they could have waited until Boo turns into a different phase to bring Dabura back. Whatever. Who knows? I just haven't survived longer. But yeah, it's understandable. Even if he did turn into a good guy, partially to help try and stop him, Boo can still kill him, and he can still be gone from the show by the end of the arc. But yeah, I
yeah.
agree with this guy. He was a unique character. He looked cool. He had some decent moves. The stone spit was really, really good. I like that. That's pretty unique. Completely paralyzing someone, taking them out of it. But yeah,
No, I was thinking that as just before you said it that they could make him a good guy. Well, not a good guy, a bad guy, good guy.
hmm.
Um, he joins them in the fight. Maybe in the final fight, when similar to when Vegeta was trying to distract him, was given the distraction for Goku to build the Spirit Bomb. Dabura could be part of that. Dabura could get killed in that final fight,
Yeah.
and then that's when Goku launched the Spirit Bomb. Just as
Hmm.
Dabura's ripped in half or something like that, or killed. Um, like so, you can literally kill Dabura off. Then he's served a purpose. You don't need to keep him about because he doesn't. He's not. There was no plan to keep him on in the show,
Hmm.
and you get your Spirit Bomb. Everybody
Yeah.
wins. He served a genuine purpose,
Yeah.
so everybody wins. But I think if you're going to introduce characters that unique and kill them off so quickly, it's kind of pointless. I
Yeah.
think it's just wasted because they literally just introduced him, shown him off for a bit, and then killed him off just to flex with Boo. And I just thought that is a very much a waste.
I
It's
agree.
like okay, we get it, Boo's strong, and it's
Hmm.
like but the only reason they kept Babidi alive, seeing Boo's listening to him, but Boo never really listened to him.
No.
Like Babidi was kind of wasted once Boo was alive.
Babidi wasn't even an interesting character to begin with. I didn't
Now
think
he
he had a good
tackles a lot.
design.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. They try to make him like this evil wizard type person. Fair enough. But he wasn't a fighter. He didn't really do much other than summon Boo. Whereas Dabura was a fighter on a fighting anime.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, it's fine. You need minions. You do. You need minions in each arc, and there is plenty through every arc. You know, you've got the Ginyu Force, but even they lasted longer than Dabura. But you know, you had the Ginyu Force for that. You had Nappa for the Saiyan arc. You had the Cell Juniors and the androids for the Cell arc. The Buu arc, you had Dabura. And I don't even count Yamu and Spopovich as minions because they weren't, well, they were, but not on that level, I guess. They
Yeah.
weren't good enough. And apart from that, you just had the different forms of Boo, which every villain had. Frieza had multiple forms, Cell had multiple forms, Boo had multiple forms. So you need minions, of course. But Dabura didn't last long enough.
I think basically Dabura is supposed, as near as I can tell, Dabura is supposed to be that arc's version of Nappa and 17 and 18, and
Yeah,
he's just not in any
he's
way,
not on
shape,
that
or
level.
form.
No.
It's it Nappa. You know who Nappa is. You
Hmm.
know who 17 and 18 are, and they are characters who carried their part of the arc. Dabura is not. Is
No.
just not that.
No.
He is. He is. He is. They don't feel like minions. To me, Nappa 17 and 18 are characters,
Yeah.
whereas Dabura is literally nothing more than a literal minion, and I don't think he was designed to be that way.
Hmm.
I think the intention was to make him a character
Yeah.
who served, and he just does not carry
Fall
the same
flat.
weight. Yeah,
Hmm.
he just does not carry the same weight as those other three characters.
Yeah.
Like if you brought him back now, nobody would care.
Oh no, not at all. Yeah, I think there's honestly a chance that people might forget who he is completely. To be honest, like the Buu arc is like well known. Well, not well known, but like it's argued that it's the worst of the three arcs of Dragon Ball Z, and Dabura isn't a standout of the arc. If he came back, would anyone care? Not really. No.
No.
Like Nappa is nowhere near as strong as any character at this point, let's face it. He's not as strong as any future character after the Saiyan Saga arc. But yet, he is more liked and well known. And if he came back now, for whatever reason, people would be like, oh my god, it's Nappa, he's back, what's going to happen? People would be interested to see what Nappa's going to do. Even though he could be flicked to death by Pan, probably. But yeah, Dabura is obviously a lot stronger, but no one cares.
It'd be like if in the film, if there was some reason like Vegeta was talking and he had a flashback to when he was younger, and in the flashback of him being, I don't know, a kid, you saw Nappa, younger Nappa, you would go Nappa, and you would react because you would see younger Nappa and you would be happy.
Like, oh my god, he's got a little bit of hair.
Yeah, like that's how you would react. If you saw a flashback to Dabura, you'd be like, you wouldn't react. You just would not react in any way, shape, or form. You would just be like, okay, there's a flashback to the Buu arc currently happening.
Yeah, I would kind of be like,
all that would happen.
I would kind of be like, well, why are they even showing him? Why is he relevant? Even though with Nappa, even though if he was in a flashback, it would be the same thing. Like he's not really relevant, but I'd be like, oh my god, it's Nappa, cool.
Yeah, exactly. There are characters who carry weight, and he is not one of them. Even though he's supposed to have arguably the same weight as these other characters,
yeah,
and he doesn't.
Yeah, so I think as far as this take goes, I agree with it. I think he is. He did have a cool design. He did have cool moves, and he was kind of. He did definitely fall flat. He could have been more than he was. So yeah, I can't argue this take. I agree with it.
Yeah.
You know, I think some people would argue he doesn't deserve to be anything more. He served his purpose. He was around for a short while and then he left, and that's all that was needed. But also, just to be on the level of other side bosses, I guess, he could have been more than he was. So, yeah.
I think his intention was missed.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like you say, he fell flat. I think it's clear what his intention was based on how Dragon Ball has worked its previous arcs,
Mhm.
and it didn't serve as it previously had.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No,
So,
I
yeah.
agree with Jake as well.
Yeah. So we're both in agreement.